Hi, my name is Dave Lockwood. I'm with Remove It Pros Demolition, and basically this is our video log. This is us scaling our business from where we're at, and we're taking it to as big as we can get it. Alex Hormozy, we're going out to see him in a couple days, and I'm very excited about that. So this is a scaling workshop. So in order to qualify to go to this workshop, you have to make a certain amount of money. We fit that criteria, and that's really not an achievement to me, but so basically here's what we figured out. Okay. We've been wanting to scale for several years. And what I figured out is that I don't know how, or we don't know how. And we also figured out, and with a lot of help from a lot of the different people I'm reading their books, is that the first thing you think about when you scale something, if you go into a new market, is, okay, I need customers. Well, how do you get customers? You got to advertise. Okay, what's the best way to advertise? I didn't grow up with social media the way that the younger guys have, and I am behind the curve because I did a bunch of labor stuff for about 10 or 15 years there. I went in the military, became a engineering assistant. So I learned how to survey and to do drawings. And I learned a lot about the language that you would have to use to sell real estate. So it was a little bit easier for me to go ahead and get my license. And I sold real estate for about 20 years. And for a good portion of that, I hated it. And then I went through a really bad burnout. I think it was 1994, 1995. And then I went and walked up and down the beach in, where was that? North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina. Charleston, North Carolina, I believe. Or South Carolina. I don't remember. It's Charleston, though. We were living in one of the suburbs there, and we got a house, and we were right on the beach, and I rode Logan up and down the beach on a three-wheeler and sorted out my life. Jill, his mother, my wife at the time, she was a nurse, so she got a job right away, and she was kind of supporting us. So it's the first time since we had been married where she actually supported us. And I walked up and down the beach, and I sorted it out. And I decided I'm going to go back and be in real estate, but I'm going to become a real estate investor. And I did that and got wildly successful with it. And then for me, it started in October of 2006. That's when the lenders that I was borrowing money from were under scrutiny by the federal government. And they basically, the government told them, you can't lend money out anymore. And well, that was a death blow for me. I didn't have millions and millions of dollars, and I had a lot of houses under construction. I had I owned a lot of property for a long period of time. And what happened is this impacted everybody. So what happened with these houses is people quit paying their rent. A lot of them moved in with each other. And then the repairs, I couldn't keep up with the repairs. And then I couldn't finish the houses that we had under construction. So a couple of the guys that I was working with, I went to them and said, hey, what do you want to do? So a couple of them, I spent like a year and a half just finishing up projects where I really didn't make a dime. I just got their assets off their books for them at a less impactful way. And then I was doing stuff here in Florida, and I was doing stuff up there. And I just said, you know what? I'm addicted to the sunshine. I love it here. The gloom and doom of the Ohio landscape for me, the gloom and doom, I don't mean gloom and doom as far as the area. What I mean is gloom and doom as far as the sun. It's, I think it was like 265 days of mostly cloudy up there. And it was 274 days in Cape Coral of mostly sunny days here. And I like to be outdoors. I'm very active. I like to either take a walk or a bike ride or something 6 to 7 days a week and still maintain this physique. How do you do that? I don't know. But at any rate, when I go to the doctor and talk to him, hey, you got this metabolic syndrome. In other words, you got a fatness around your belly, but everything else, you're good. We started to scale into Sarasota 3 years ago. This is prior to Ian. Ian kind of kicked us off of everything for about a year. We were going to scale to Sarasota, and we went up there and we did a whole bunch of jobs. And we were working there and working here. And then we were going to go up there more permanent. Then we got to our season. Our season's when everybody leaves. There's moratoriums on these buildings that you can't work on them during season because, all the noise you wouldn't have a good time down here because there's none. If I'm using a jackhammer in one apartment and there's 50 apartments or condos, they're all hearing it. And it's mind boggling how much it irritates people. It would irritate me too. I understand that. So from May 1st to November 15th, the contractors in Florida in this area, because so many of them have the moratoriums on these buildings, they got to run like a banshee and get a year project done in about a half a year. So guys like me are very valuable because we can come in and do what would take them guys 2 or 3 weeks. We could do it in a day or two because we got all the tools and we're set up for it. And we got the dumpster and so on and so forth. So with that in mind, so we go to Sarasota, we find out, okay, we can't do this because we got too much work here. So we come back here and with the intention of going to Sarasota again, and then Hurricane Ian hit, and we decided, we just were buried. We had too much to do. So now, when we went up there, I found myself doing silly things like driving our trucks around up there, just driving them around. And believe it or not, we picked up business off of that. Our trucks are like billboards. They have lettering on 3 sides of them, and they tell you everything that we do. And it's very unusual for a company to do what we do. Most demolition stuff that I have run across in the past is either done in-house, or it's done with day labor, or it's done with highly skilled guys that could be making you money instead of costing you a fortune, because the pace that somebody works at to put a kitchen in and the pace that somebody works at that takes out kitchens every day is completely different. And having all the right tools, the tools to put stuff back in, the tools to take stuff out are a little bit different. A lot of them are the same, but a little bit different. So we're looking at expanding into Sarasota, and I just realized we don't know what we're doing. We know this is a winning concept. We know this works. We know it'll work up there because it worked, and we just don't know how. So now we're going to go out and see Alex Hormozi. I've been Logan and Talon are able to run Remove It Pros with very little input from me, and which is a dream. There came a time when those 2 boys had to make a decision where they could either listen to me and learn, or learn everything that I learned all over again. And so they both chose to stand on my shoulders, and they've taken us farther. They're both they're young. I mean, Talon's, I think, like 27. Logan just turned 30, and they're running, they're running a $10 million company, and they're doing very good. So we're going to expand up to Sarasota, trying to figure out how to do it effectively and efficiently, not waste a lot of money. So we are learning this stuff. We're going to do it after our season, which is August, and we are we're going out to a scaling workshop that Alex Hormozi and Layla Hormozi are putting on, and then from there we're just going to see what we need to do next. I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being some sort of a sales team. We've really never had a sales team. And I think that I'm going to realize that I need to have a sales team here and a sales team there. I'm a salesman. I understand sales. I don't have a lot of confidence in other salespeople. Most of the salespeople, when I was selling real estate, there were 20 people in our office. 2 of us made good money, and all the rest of them, they didn't do nothing. So I have a low opinion of the salespeople that I've encountered in the past. So having a sales team and having them reporting to me and stuff like that is not sexy to me. But if I had structure and framework, I guess it would be fine. I don't really think it would be an issue. The other thing is after Hurricane Ian, we started the mechanical part of our business, which is using machines to tear down houses, which we didn't do any of that for the longest time. And the reason is, and I probably get criticized for this, but I think we're brilliant. Our cost to have these trucks that we have and the equipment we have, and the fact that I can have so many crews working and I'm making a little bit from 20 different crews, and it accumulates pretty quickly. And all the stuff we get, it's mind boggling how much stuff we get, when we were just doing junk removal in Naples, the amount of stuff we got was mind boggling to me. So it's still mind boggling to me. I sometimes I think about, man, if we didn't want to do demo anymore, all I'd do is drive around and say, hey, those cabinets you're taking out, I'll give you $250 for them and I'll take them out real quick. And I'm licensed for it, so I could do it. But I've never really gone that way. And my competitors, I could go to all of them and maybe pay them cash for all this stuff and get it. Cause what happens is they take a little bit of it home. They don't have it structured into their day, in their time. So they're not set up for it. So a lot of it ends up in the dumpsters, and it's terrible because this is some nice stuff. When you're here in the coastal markets, when they take something out, there's really nothing wrong with it. Typically, it's 10 years old, maybe 15 years old. It's the wrong color, the wrong style. They want the room to sit this way instead of that way. A lot of these guys are taking out, they call it, we're going to get a clean pallet. And they'll strip out everything. These buildings their weight is carried from exterior wall to exterior wall. You literally can take everything out of the interior of the building except for certain structural members. And they're doing that. So some of these places we're going in, we're taking out the kitchen, the baths, the flooring, the ceilings, the walls, all the framing, all the bathrooms, everything. We take it all out, take it down the elevator, put it in our truck. Been doing that since about 2010. Been doing it in a large way about 2014. 2014 is when we realized that this was unique and that it was expandable. Now, it took us how long to get to here? So now we're going and we are expanding it. So scaling it, we're learning how to scale it, and we're going to Sarasota first. Then we're going to go to Tampa, and then we're going to go to West Palm Beach is the plan. And then from there, probably Venice. Venice is wealthier than here. And we're going to run this thing out as far as we can. And ask me why. Why not? Why not? Got a lot of value to add. So the other thing that we're going to do is outside of the state of Florida, we're going to kind of hold Florida as our own territory. I think above Tampa, we would probably let people do our concept up there. Alex and them guys might be able to help me with this, but I'm worried about doing franchising, and I'm worried about licensing stuff because I don't want people to give us a bad reputation because we get one guy who's not following our system and who creates problems for us on the Google reviews and that. And there may be a way around that I don't know of. So Remove It Pro scaling to Sarasota first. And back to the mechanical stuff, we started doing that right after Hurricane Ian. We have, I guess, 3 excavators now. We have 3 or 4 dump trucks, 2 roll-offs, and we are tearing them down as fast as we can. There's a lot of demand here for that, and we're getting we just got one yesterday. We got the semi-final approval on it. If one of the guys there can't figure out how to buy the rest of the guys out, which is going to be impossible, in a month, he's got a month to do it. What they're going to do is we're going to tear that building down, and that building, the whole second floor, it's full of stuff. It's like 30 units or 40 units. So we're going to do a walkthrough on that here shortly, and that'll be one of our videos coming up. So it's Remove It Pros Demolition, and we'll see you on the next vlog.